So today we have Kushal with us, who has recently completed his summer intern at Google. So kindly, Kushal, go ahead and give your introduction.
Hi, Aman. Thank you, first of all, for calling me on this platform. So, I am Kushal, a senior student at VIT Vellore right now from EC branch, and I have recently completed my summer internship at Google. So, yeah, we can talk about the details in the later part of the video.
Okay. So how did you, first of all, let's go through the entire journey of your application to the completion, like to the entire journey and completion of your internship. So how did you get to know about this opportunity, first of all?
So, I was active on Telegrams groups and all those
Okay.
things, right? So, there was a group named Dash Girls Group. So, there an opportunity was came uh, from Google Careers. So I applied off campus on the Google Careers portal. So if you just search Google Careers, you'll get a site and you can just apply there. So it was an opportunity of 2 months summer internship at Google. So yeah, I applied through it.
Okay. So basically, it was an off-campus opportunity which you got.
Right.
Okay. So did you apply with a referral or without a referral?
I applied with a referral.
So how did you get that referral?
So since I didn't know anybody in Google, I approached random people and my connections through LinkedIn. I dropped a particularly framed message that, hey, I'm looking for a referral and attached the important details like this is the job ID, this is my resume, and I sent the message to around 20, 30 people, and I think one of them replied and gave me a referral.
Okay, so basically you randomly texted anybody
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
LinkedIn.
I didn't have anybody
Okay,
like particular relative in Google.
okay, so the basic approach which everyone has to follow. Okay, so
Right.
then moving ahead, then how many rounds were there, and like entirely what was the timeline first of all? So when
Okay.
did you apply, and how many days did you receive an mail for your interviews on further rounds?
I think I applied during the time when third year starts. So during that time in June, I applied and I got the interview email on 26th of July, if I'm not wrong, like around a month later. That hey, my recruiter mailed me that okay, we have shortlisted you for the further interview process, and we are going to proceed further. So that happened in July. Then the
Okay.
first round of interview was scheduled on, I think, like around 2, 3 weeks later because I asked them time that I needed some time to prepare, and they were able to give me time. That's a good thing happened in my case.
Okay.
So I got, I think, 2, 3 weeks time. Then my first interview opportunity was on, I think, 21st. I think, yeah, 21st. Then, like around a week later, my second interview was scheduled, and after the second interview, around a week, like almost 10 days later, I got the results that okay, I'm shortlisted for that
Okay,
position.
so like moving ahead, so how many rounds were there, like for the entire
Yeah.
recruitment process?
So total, there were I think 3 rounds. Basically, first was just a recruiter call, we could say. So it was a phone screening round.
Okay,
Other than that, there were two technical interviews, technical interview one, then technical interview two. Both were of 45 minutes each. And after that, I got the results.
okay. So was like how then? What were the particular questions or the what were the particular topics they focused upon in your each interviews? And were all the interviews eliminatory rounds or like the some was what non-eliminatory rounds also?
So all interview rounds were eliminatory only. Even some people were rejected in the phone screening round. I know some of the people who were. So yeah, every interview was eliminatory. So the in the first recruiter call,
Hmm.
they asked basic questions like tell me about your resume, the problems you have faced, the challenges you have overcome, and how did you overcome them. So it was a general 15 to 20 minutes call. I
Okay.
didn't even knew before picking the call that it is a phone screening round. I somehow forgot. But yeah, that happened like that. Then the technical interview one. So yeah, I cannot tell you the exact question, but I can tell you the relative topics because
Yeah,
we
yeah,
are not allowed to disclose the
yeah, yeah.
questions.
Understood. And
So in the round one, they asked me one question related to arrays. It was something related to house allocation problem. So we were supposed to use a custom comparator in it. And there was a follow-up to that problem, which had a bit level increased in that. So
okay.
this was the round one. If we move on to the round two, there was a tree-based query question. So initially I was supposed to solve the question for just one query, but then they
Okay.
introduced multiple queries when solved the initial part. So yeah, I in the Google interviews, it's like either they'll ask you two medium to hard level question in one round, or they will ask you a normal question, then they will increase the level for the same interview. So it can be both ways.
Okay.
For me, it happened like they asked one question, then they gave me a follow up for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood. Understood. So, do you have any tips for the whosoever is applying for this particular job, like, or they are planning to go for Google Summer Internship or 6 month internship if they're in final year supposedly? So, do you have any tips for them?
So first of all, definitely apply with a referral. Like try to approach as many people as you can. Like even if you don't know, just drop random good friend messages. Not just hi and hello. Otherwise, people won't
Yeah.
reply. So good friend messages to multiple people, minimum 20, 30 people, then only one or another will reply.
Yeah.
So you have to even follow back, follow up on referral. So like, if somebody is busy, then you have to follow up again that, okay, I'm still waiting for the referral and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have got the referral and you have applied and you have, you have to frame up your resume, in a good way. Like, you have to mention, what do we say, like numerical figures, numbers in the resume that, okay, I increased the latency by this much amount, or,
Mm-hmm.
I have given this much amount of profit to my company, or whatsoever in your project, whatever optimizations you have done. So, second part is, framing up your resume very nicely. If you're shortlisted for the interview, then it comes to if I'm gonna give you some interview tips now, which I followed during my time. So Google interviews, one important part about Google interviews is you need to ask clarifying questions a lot. If you don't ask
Okay.
clarifying questions, there is like comparatively less probability that you will be selected.
Hmm.
So definitely ask clarifying questions, like let's say as the recruiter has asked, the interviewer has asked you any particular question related to trees. Then you have to ask the constraints about it. Then if there is some ambiguity about the question, you have to ask those things. So this is very important factor in Google that they weigh a lot. That okay, if the candidate is asking clarifying questions or not. Another thing is keeping up your thoughts. Whatever you are feeling or whatever you're thinking that time. So just speak out those thoughts, because this is the quality which is really appreciated during Google interviews. So I think some of these tips can really get through the Google interviews in a good way. Yeah,
On the and
those
the
are the tips.
topics which they put, like the DSA is must, as you like told entire all the
It is completely focused on DSA. If we are general, like focusedly talking about Google, so Google doesn't ask anything. Once your resume is shortlisted, it's complete DSA. They won't even ask you a single question of OSD, BMS, or OOPS, anything. They won't even go to your resume during the interviews. They will just give some DSA question. You will be asked to solve this, and if you solve it, then I think you're selected. Yeah.
So that was the case for you only, or like the majority of the
No,
candidates?
this is the case for Google. Every candidate, this is the case. They don't ask
Okay,
resume and
on the fresher level.
CS fundamentals.
Yeah, on the
Yeah,
fresher level. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Any other thing that you want to say to the whosoever is watching this video?
No, I will just like to say all the best, like prepare well, and you can crack it definitely.
Okay. All the best, Kushal, for your further career. Thanks for joining today. And thank you guys for
Thank you
watching
so
this.
much, Aman.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll be attaching the our LinkedIn links, Kushal's and mine. So if you have any questions, just ping us on our LinkedIn's, and we will for sure try to revert you back. And whosoever is watching this from VIT, we have maintained a proper Excel sheet of placements 2025. So you can check over there which companies have came and on which basis they were shortlisting students, and how many students were shortlisted and how many got placed. So thank you guys for watching.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.